Matt here, Solvent. How you doing? Okay. Just want to take a moment. I'm putting myself outside of my comfort zone and doing this marketing stuff. So yeah, doesn't come naturally to me. But I just wanted to take a moment and talk about why manual. Why does Solvent not integrate with the bank, where every other app wants to automate it? They want to make it simple. They want to make it fast. Why is Solvent different? Well, the thing with automatic is it becomes set and forget. It becomes so easy that the transactions go through there, and I need so much discipline to go and sit, and I can see it, and there's no pause, there's no contemplation. It's just in and out, easy come, easy go, as it were. And that's where Solvent's different. By entering, when I enter a transaction manually, when I take the time and I'm just about to spend something, I pull out my pocket tracker and I put that expense in there. I'm bringing spending conscious. I'm bringing it into the present moment so I can make a decision. I'm aware that I'm spending this money. I know what I'm doing. I know what that money is. I know what category it's going into. I know what time it is that I've spent that money. So then I'm not wondering where my money's gone, because I already know. And that's the beauty of the manual. That's why we don't want to do, at the end of the day, just run a transaction thing that goes on in the background and all of a sudden everything's there. You get a net balance of this much in and that much out, because there's no growth in that. There's no behavioural change. Solvent, the reason I built Solvent is because I needed to change my behaviour. I was drowning in debt. I was spending unconsciously, and and I'd stopped tracking my money, and I found it very difficult to sit down and track things because everything was all over different spreadsheets. This is the whole purpose of Solvent. This is why it was built, so that I could put a system in place that could help me modify my behaviour. I wanted to change the way I spent money. And it's not the numbers that make the difference. It's the energy, When I went on my last spree, and I'd kind of we needed the fridge. When I went to buy the fridge was $1,500, but the transaction was $2,300. The reason? Because my thinking shifted from I need to track every penny to, yes, I've got money to spend. And that shift, the buzz that I've got money to spend, took me on a spree that in 7 to 10 days I spent $8,000 and woke up wondering, where has all that money gone? When I went back and looked in hindsight, $200 here, $400 there, $600 here, another $200, $100, and it was all stuff that was just completely unnecessary. It was impulse buys, most of it on the phone while I'm sat in front of the telly, unfulfilled, looking for an external stimuli to fill this internal problem that I'm bored, let me go buy something to make me feel better. That's why manual, because it happens. If I had to pull my phone out and put the transaction in before I sent that online payment in, if I go, all right, yeah, I'm going to spend $100 on this microphone for the home server. I don't need to spend $100 on a microphone for a server. Why do that? How important is it? When I run my numbers through the retirement plan and I need $1.6 million in 20 years, how important is that microphone? That's why manual, because this now brings it into the conscious mind that says, do I really need this? Is this something that is going to take me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? What are the most important goals right now? That's how I'm going to decide. So that's just a quick blurb. Me out my comfort zone, being raw, being real. I'm Matt, founder of Solvent. We created Solvent to bring about behavioural change with money. Yeah. Drop a note in the comments, and I look forward to connecting. Cheers.